What's up, guys? Teddy Cornwell here. Welcome to the fucking Underdog Talk. There's just something about the Underdog, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, today we have an absolute beast. And I mean, the prophecy himself. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I just got to pop this picture up. The big fella, Nathan. Hey, Asha, what is up, big fella? How you doing today, man?
Good, brother. Good. Just chilling. Working on my gym, a few other projects, and getting ready for the Christmas with the kids.
That is coming up soon. Yeah, I have no money, so I don't know what I'm going to do. And Nathan, I mean, if I had money, I would get you those new Air Jordans. If anyone is watching and has an extra Air Jordan, one low OG SPS, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Send it to my man Nathan because we need to get him those. They look pretty goddamn good, but if anyone has them, send it over to my guy. I mean, come on now.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, man. I've been collecting Jordans since my first Mr.Olympia. Basically, Dallas McCarver and Matt Jensen got me on them. Before then, I was an Air Max 95 guy. I still am, but those two guys basically seen Dallas in a pair of Jordans. I liked them, and then truth be told, Matt Jensen 2 years later bought me the same Jordans Dallas had. So, he bought Dallas them, so it was good, man. And ever since then, I've just been collecting the shoes.
Well, hey, you'll get them, man. I know you will. And Nathan, I want to jump into the subject that is 2 days away from prejudging, and I have to ask the $1 million question. I mean, who are your top fucking 5 in the open? And then I also want to add, who is that dark horse or the underdog that you see being a problem for the top 5, Nathan?
Top 5. I think right now you've got Ramy winning it, Brandon in second, or Brandon in second with Hadi, second or third. I have Nick Walker in fourth, and then I have William Bonac in fifth, man, sadly enough,
Yeah, Bonac's been, I mean, people have him in that top 2, top 5 range. He's been coming back, and we had him on the show, and I'll tell you, that dude is fucking hungry like no one else I've fucking seen. And I think
no one's seen him yet. That's the only thing, If you revealed a bit more, you could place him a bit higher. But you guarantee that William, he's always in shape. He's big. So regardless, you have to put him in the top 5 anyway. So if I've seen more of what he looked like and how he'd be, then obviously I'd like to put him higher. But the guys who I've spoke about have all shown the physiques, So there's only William who we've not seen, but you have to respect what he's achieved in the sport and put him in there.
And especially with that gyno removed, I mean,
yeah,
that's going to be an extra step for him. And obviously, my dark horse, and I want to hear your dark horse, Nathan. I mean, that kid, that guy, Derek Lunsford, I mean, that dude's making waves like we've never seen before. Imagine him winning the 212 and then going into the open and winning. I mean, that would be historic.
It would be good, but I don't think it'll happen. For the simple fact that if Flex Lewis can't do it, Derek Lunsford can't do it. And that's not with disrespect to Derek, saying he can't be Flex.
Yeah.
Flex is a 6-time Mr.Olympia, right? Is it? So you have to put respect on his name in that sense. So for me, though, my dark horses are Andrew Jack,
Yep.
If he gets in shape, then it's a different level because everyone knows Derek gets in shape, right? And everyone knows everyone knows Hani's behind Derek and what Derek can bring to the stage. But everyone keeps saying if Andrew can nail that condition, then he can get top 3, right? So, and if you put Derek's physique next to someone like Andrew's, okay, Derek got a more dominant back, but the package itself, you'll have to go with Andrew, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think Andrew is one of the most hyped up Mr.O appearances we've seen. And I mean, speaking of the Mr.O, I just wanted to fucking lead into that. You have 2 top 10 finishes, sir. And I mean, you have beat names such as Brandon Curry, not fucking once, but twice. Ian Collier, Steve Kucalo, I mean, Sergio Olivia Jr., Akeem Williams, I got to stop right there. Juan Morel, I mean, you, sir, are not someone who should be underestimated. And obviously, 2023 Mr.O is calling your name. And I see you as that dark horse. That's why I wanted to talk about the dark horse. So for you, sir, going into the prep, getting ready for that 2023, obviously next year, what do you need to do to crack that top 5, Nathan?
For me, I think it's a matter of just patience and time, really. Being in the lineup like Saturday, when I was against Phil, Ramy, William, Rowley, these guys. So I can hold my own with the best of them. I think if it's for me to crack the top 5, which I know I can do, I just got to keep working on my weaknesses, my back, a little bit my hamstrings. I'm a posing, I'm a lazy poser, as you say. I'm not one of these black guys who has all these freaky dance moves and shit. I just fucking, I'm as stiff as a fucking cardboard box, right? So if I can work on my posing a little bit, on my back shots, then it will be. I believe I can get there. Just for simple fact that I know I should have been there in top 5 prior to my last Olympia anyway. So if that being said, my last Olympia, I can do it. Obviously, you can do it. And obviously, the shows I've won after that, speak for themselves.
Yeah, and I mean, this might be a controversial topic, but obviously, you tore your bicep in July of this year, and this is the second bicep you tear. And I say controversial because I think it might be a good thing in terms of this is where you find yourself. Obviously, you don't wish it happened, but we see greats when you get faced with that fucking adversity, when you get that punch in your gut. I mean, I think this is almost like not a wake up call, but a gut check and okay, this is what I need to do. And
yeah, man, for me, it was a kick in the face because I was getting ready for my shit this year. We were going into the Arnold. I was bigger than ever. I had all my shit, all my bullshit with the embassy and stuff sorted out. We were going to Arnold. I was big. I was strong. I was starting my diet, the heaviest I've ever been, roughly about 134 kilos. The plan was to get on stage like 127, 126. For me, that's fairly heavy, So after that happened, you look back and you think about it. And then that being said, I started to party a lot more, got into living life. And then I trained for a week, because the first time I lost love for the sport. I seen all the bullshit that happened and the things people say. It gets annoying, right? That's why I'm not the most social media savvy person. Someone says shit, I bite. I don't give a fuck. I'm just a normal human being. I'm a normal man. So if you say shit, you gotta expect to get it right. So then I told my second one, and then I thought, I was speaking to Patrick Shaw and Abdullah and Asghar and stuff, and seeing where we were going. I was taking the right drugs to heal it, and then I basically took a bit more G8 than possible and peptides.
Yeah,
and I had HO, which is overhealing of the forearm. So it made me grow a bit of extra bone on my forearm, which then give more pressure to the nerve. The healing time, I would have healed in 7 to 8 weeks, but then with this being said, they set me back another 3 weeks. So we tried to prep for the Olympia. The plan was to see how big I was around, the 20th or the 19th of of November. But the training just wasn't 100%. And I don't want to go there and get beat by people who shouldn't beat me. I don't want to go there not my best. So I thought, fuck it. I'm not Ramy. I can't win the guys off 3 or 4 weeks training, right? I'm not the biggest guy. I win on conditioning and shape. So I'll just play to my advantages. I'll take the time off. And I spoke to Nick Shigili, was messaging me for a bit, even though he's a controversial guy, messaging me, saying don't push it and take your time and stuff, and it's not worth it. So listen to people who had my back, and Patrick was telling me, Nathan, look, bro, it's 1 year. And for me, bro, I've missed many Olympias. I don't really care for them, to be honest. It is what it is. The first one, I was gutted, I was heartbroken, and then it happened again the year after. So I thought, fuck it, right? It's just bodybuilding. I can do shows all around the world anyway. So I took it on the chin. And this being said, this is my first injuries ever in my life. And what can I do? I can't run away from it. I can't. I just had to face it head on. So I took it on the chin, and now we're in the recovery stage. Training's going good. Just got back from Dubai, Abu Dhabi a while back, training oxygen. And things are getting better. Strength's going up, the weight's up. The goal for me for the off season, hopefully we can be around 142, 143 kilo in late June, and then you know, go to the sponsor shows, Yamamoto, and hopefully dominate their shows. My goal is to get 4 pro wins on the back-to-back in a row, right? So I have to find where 4 shows are back-to-back every weekend, you know, just to show people that you can hold conditioning. It's not a big myth. You don't fall off. So that's what I want to do. You know, I want to write my own goals, write my own history, and do what I feel is best for Nathan.
Fuck yeah. And I mean, obviously we're not time travelers, Nathan and I wish I could do a lot and go back and change some shit, but we're not. We take that fucking shit on the head. And I mean, shit, you're gonna beat your previous record of 3 when in 2021 you won the Europa, I mean the Arnold Classic UK and the Yamamoto Pro. So I mean, four is you're setting your own record now, brother. And you know, I actually do want to take it back to 2016 because this was a stat card. This was a really stat card, and this was obviously your first big win in the Toronto Pro. But there were some big goddamn names in there, obviously. John De La Rosa, John Anderson. I mean, there were some really big names. What was it like winning your first show? And then what was it like beating some really good up-and-comers in that show specifically?
For me, it was good because it felt different, right? Because the week prior, I'd done California, right? Against Steve Kuko. I deserved to win that show, man. Like, that show was mine. Regardless what Steve says, he got smoked, right, by a rookie. So I believe that show was mine. And then I was lucky enough and grateful enough to have Chris call me as a friend. Chris came, traveled with me. And Chris said, look, bro, like, you have to keep on going. You're young enough. You can win this Toronto show. Financially, bro, I had no fucking money, right? I had not a fucking single penny financially. I was scrimping. I was scribing. Chris was helping me with flights and hotels and accommodation and stuff. I was maxed out. Like we flew from England to New York to California to Toronto, and I was tired. And then for me to get that win after I just had as well an infection in my tricep the week prior, it was good, you know. Before what I had, I was scared. I said to myself, I said, Chris, come here. This motherfucker's big, bro. He's fucking big. And Chris is weird because Chris, like, he's never in shape. He's never in shape. All right. I was like, listen, this motherfucker is fucking big. Like, I can't win this guy, right? Chris, like, yeah, bro, you can. And like I said before about my posing, right? My posing's always fucked up. And Chris Cormier goes and gets me a soundtrack. And in the IFBB, you can't have swearing, right? They don't allow swearing for some bullshit reason. So Chris goes, I got you a mixtape, a clean version. The second I went on stage, bro, oh yeah, this nigga, fuck, nigga. I'm sat there like, Chris, what the fuck, bro? I'm looking posing to this track, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? I see Jim Mannion looking like, what's going on, right? And I'm just posing to this track. And I'm like, oh shit, right? And I come off and Jim said, Nathan, you do realize, don't you? You can't have all the sweat. I'm like, it was Chris. Chris goes, oh, Jim, it was me, you know. Took him on the chin. And Jim goes to Chris, you should know better. He's only young, you know. And Chris like, oh, don't worry about it. Fuck it. We don't care. And Chris is going, he's won anyway, right? So so for that it was good. We enjoyed it. And then to get the win was great. And then I was shocked I got the win, to be honest. I was shocked because it was stacked lineup. And then to top the cards off, bro, Ronnie Coleman took me for the meal. He didn't pay, but he took me for the meal. So it took me for one of them Brazilian places where you go eat all your food and shit. And then fuck, bro, I was eating the food the same night, and then I just fucking ended up shitting myself. Literally, I just ate that much food. I said to Chris, bro, like, you can't write this shit, right? My first pro win, I get to eat Ronnie Coleman, one of my idols of the sport. You know, and Ronnie was like, bro, you look very good, improve this, and you can go far. And for Ronnie Coleman to say that is fucking crazy, right? Because the week before I had Kai Green saying the same thing. And for these guys are fucking, you know, legends in their own right. So for me, that's all I needed. That was, you know, that was a spark and a good thing. Plus winning it paid my credit cards off. When I returned home, I still had no money because all the credit cards were maxed out and stuff.
And we had Steve Kukolo on, and I hope he doesn't watch this one, but you know, you should have fucking won that. I actually did go back and rewatch it. And then obviously, you know, They say karma happens, as Steve did lose to Ian Valier, and Steve thinks he should have won that one. So I mean, that was karma. That was karma for beating you when he shouldn't have. Now I have to ask, because I think you're a mass monster. Would you classify yourself as a mass monster, or Nathan, do you think you're on the aesthetic side, or do you think you're in the middle?
I think I'm in the middle. You know, I have a different structure. You know, I have a long torso. Before I came along, you didn't see that. You didn't see that many long torsos, right? Now you're seeing a lot of guys have it. For me, you know, people used to fucking do silly memes and stuff, and fucking make stretch my torso and shit. It was funny, right? And but you see it more and more often. I think if I was to get slightly heavier, I think I'd lose what I had, and I'd become a mass monster. But I know I can get that big, but I just try and avoid it because I don't like the look, you know. And for me, I just go off what I believe is a good look, and that's Flex Wheeler, you know, Kevin Levrone, Chris Cormier. I don't think these guys are mass monsters, although they are big. I don't see them as like a mass monster. For me, Nick Walker, Ramy, you know, they're mass monsters. You know, yeah. This guy, the new guy, the Russian guy. These are all like mass monsters for me. Like, so, yeah. I try and avoid that. Plus, I think like because I'm a black guy, I don't get that like that mass monster look, you know, with the skin and the dryness like Ian gets.
Yeah.
You know, so I think I get away with it slightly.
And I mean, where do you see bodybuilding going? Do you see it going towards the mass monster, or do you see it going to the aesthetics, or is it year by year, Nathan?
I think it's year by year, but you know, as you can see yourself, you know, people, the federation, the people are pushing for Derek Lunsford, they're pushing for Andrew Jack, Samson Dowder, you know, Brandon, they're pushing for this look. If you look at a lot of the top 7, top 8 guys, right, they're all aesthetically pleasing. You know, you obviously have to put Nick Walker with Ramy, but if you remove them 2 guys, there's not many that you'd call mass monsters. Okay, Samson is a mass monster, but he's still gifted in you know, in structure, his flow and stuff, you know. But a lot of the guys are not like that now. They're all going for more aesthetically pleasing look. So I think it will go down that road slowly. I think when Ramy gets dethroned or retires, I think that's the way it's going to go, because you look at a lot of guys in the top 10, man, like they are more aesthetically pleasing.
Do you think Ramy will eventually be dethroned, or do you think he's just going to go out on his own?
I think he's going to go out on his own. I think so. You know, everybody looks at it, you know, what can bodybuilding really offer him? He's a idol. He's the second biggest athlete in Egypt behind Mo Salah. Well, you know, right now, bodybuilding needs him in Egypt. He doesn't need bodybuilding, right? So what does he need to prove? The only reason I can see him staying is because he just opened his own supplement brand. That's the only reason. But you know, if with Ramy, if he comes in off, he can be beaten, bro. Like when Ramy's off, he's totally off, right? And you can see the difference in him. And obviously this year he's not going to be off. Chad's got him well under the thumb. But you know, things can happen. You know, things in life can happen. Like next year, he might have some family crisis or injure himself. You never know. But touch wood, that doesn't happen. But you know, if it does, then you'll get an off Ramy, and an off Ramy, as you've seen before, everybody can beat him.
And I mean, next year, I have him losing. I actually have this guy named The Prophecy winning next year. I mean, I'm really scared to see you in the Mr.O next year. Now, Nathan, you've seen it all in the bodybuilding world, kind of starting from nothing to really just emerging and being a hot name in the sport. What is your biggest tip for someone who is looking to become a pro bodybuilder like you once did, sir?
I'd just say enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride. You know, I've never took it serious, although it's my job. It's a passion also, but I've got to have a life outside of bodybuilding, right? So I contribute 6 days a week to bodybuilding, and then a day that's my own. You know, I eat what I want, I go where I want, I do what I want. I have that nice balance, that nice separation. I believe the guys who are, who are addicted to it, who stick to it, the careers are, the very fast ending. You can see it a lot of the time. They blow out, they get tired, they're stressed, those things happen. And for me, I just enjoy it because for me, bodybuilding is not getting on stage, right? For me, bodybuilding is going to the gym with my boys, fucking shit up, talk about nights out, girls, families, local gossip. That's bodybuilding to me. Just a bunch of guys and girls going in the gym and fucking shit up. Getting in the trunks feels rather fucking gay. No disrespect, but I don't I barely like it, and a lot of people ask me why I don't do guest posing because I don't like it. I'm not comfortable by myself in a fucking G-string on stage, with other guys, like I said, big gayer, but I'm more comfortable because there's other people with me. So that's why I do it, and plus I like to be a fat cunt, right? So I like the food. So for me, it's just eating and just being one of the boys. We don't party as lot as we used to, so our outlet is just the gym. We all meet up in the gym, we crack on, we have life talks, whether it's serious, bad, whether we're up, whether we're down. That's our outlet, and that for me is bodybuilding. You look back to the early days of Arnold, right? They're all in the gym talking, they're all in the gym fucking shit up. That's bodybuilding, bro. And on stage, just who has the best physique. That's it. But bodybuilding's it's built in the gym.
It is all about fun. I think it is all fucking fun. I mean, at the end of the day, we can't do bodybuilding forever. We got to have a fucking life. And I've talked to some greats, and Rich Gaspari and all those guys just had fucking fun in the gym. they had fucking fun, and now they're obviously doing great. And I will never do bodybuilding again. I did the classic, thank the fucking Lord. But in the open, I was looking around and all these dudes were naked getting spray can. And I go, oh, hell no, I'm never fucking putting one of these things on. Nathan, I am on the same fucking page as you, sir. Now, Nathan, before I get you out of here, I actually want to know, I want to play who wins. I want to put two bodybuilders and I want you to pick. So first one, Hunter Labrada or Nick Walker?
Nick Walker.
Ooh. Nick Walker or Bonac?
Nick Walker.
Wow. Nick Walker or Derek Lunsford?
Nick Walker.
Nick Walker or Hadi Chopin?
Hadi Chopin.
Wow. I think I think this is going to be one of the best Mr. O's ever. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking with the prophecy of fucking self. Nathan, I think you bring something to bodybuilding, which we haven't seen a lot lately. I think it's what we fucking need. As Dennis Wolf was telling me, he hasn't focused on bodybuilding in a while because it's fucking same boring kind of shit. I think we need that,
man.
And that is shout out to Blessings out Deepu. That dude brings the goddamn energy.
Yeah, you have to bring something, right? Because a lot of guys, right? A lot of guys in the sport are kiss asses, right? Yeah. You'll see them, bro. And you see the federation pushing them and shit. And the guys who they can't control, they never push. They just like me and myself. You're like a wild animal, right? You can't tame me. You can't control me. I'll do what I want. I say what I want. I'm a free man. And I think even with Blessing, he's like the Joker of the sport, right? Even though he takes a lot of shit, he gives a lot of shit, but the guy is never serious. I don't think he has a fucking, like a hard bone in his body. It's always light banter. He's always just taking the piss. Whether he may say things that, you think may be serious. It's not. And it's not because the guy's personality. He's just he's a joker. And I think like the likes of myself, Blessing, even Ian, it's just these guys just speaking their own mind. That's what you need. You don't want these guys to say yes, sir, no, sir. Because do you say this in the gym? Do you say this to fucking your missus? Be yourself, and they think by kissing ass they'll get afraid of a placing. But what, you want to beat someone because you're fucking sucking someone's dick, or you want to beat someone because you're the better athlete, right? Beat them because you deserve to beat them. And I think a lot of the younger guys like myself are speaking the mind, are saying what they want to say. Because what the fuck, why shouldn't we? We're here now that we're in the life of social media. People, no one wants to see how many fucking chicken and rice meals you eat, how many steak and rice meals you eat, and your macros and your calories. They want to see the person. Yeah. So show them who you are outside of bodybuilding. Show them the training and the life you live in. Myself, Blessing, Ian, Nick. That's what that's what a lot of those guys give. If you don't like it, unfollow, right? If you like it, then keep following, keep fun, and just keep it lighthearted.
And I mean, Blessings was on the show, and his first thing is, I just want bodybuilding to be fucking fun. And as a watcher, I want it to be fun. I don't want to see, all this controversy. Now, let me ask you something. Do you think that part of the judging is rigged to a point that they know who's going to win before people even get on stage? What do you think about that? Do you think that's accurate?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I do. Wherever this goes against me, I don't give a fuck because I do. Because a lot of the guys know. You can see it. Who's being pushed, right? You can see it. Who's getting pushed up the rank? Who's getting more media? Who's getting spoken more on the certain podcast? Whose pictures up there when someone else should be there? Whose pictures on the key cards? Who's doing this, right? Give everyone should be the same. The best man can win, and you can see like even Ramy. If Ramy was 80% today on Saturday, he's gonna win it. It's fucking Big Ramy, right? Should be the best. The best man should win, and. No disrespect to Derek Lunsford. Look, Derek, bro, he's getting pushed to be Mr. Olympia. Does he deserve a fucking special invitation? Does he fuck? He don't get Rowley invitation 2 years ago when he got caught in the country because he had COVID for fucking like 24 hours. Think about it, right? Ramy's my friend, but would Ramy be Mr. Olympia if he didn't get a special invitation? No. 2 years ago, he didn't qualify. He got a special invitation and he won the Olympia. So we had the whole year off season, and then he won the Olympia. I believe for me, these invitations and things like that shouldn't be given out. The only one I believe that should have been given out was Rowley's because he got caught in a country for having fucking a cold when it was a cold he had. So he qualified, but he just couldn't get there because of their border checks. Yeah. And then God rest his soul, Cedric McMillan, because he was on duty fighting for his country. These are rare special invitations. Sean Clarida had to go and win an open show to get qualified for the open, but yet he's not allowed to do open and 2-on-2. Why not? Let him do it. You let the guys and amateurs do classic, men's physique, bodybuilding. They can do all three. So why can't this guy do all three? And you just see it because a lot of the guys know who's going to win, right? Like on the show. Like Steve said he should have beat Ian. Maybe he should have. But Ian knew he was going to win, right? He was confident, he was sure. It's just the way I think it's just the way it is. Because end of the day, you gotta look at it, it's a business. It's a business, and that's everyone has the same thing. And business has to make money, right? And the best person who makes the money, not always the best physique. It's not always the best football player, the best NFL player, right? And regards to business, because let's put it this way: who would sell more T-shirts, Ramy or Derek Lunsford? Derek Lunsford. Who'd get more publicity around the world, Ramy or Derek? Derek. It's just that's just the way it is, man. Like, think about it. Would you, as anyone, put me as Mr. Olympia? Would you fuck? I swear 24/7. I don't give a fuck. I'm controversial shit on my Instagram. I say what I want. You can't tell me to shut up. No, man, you wouldn't, because I'm not cut from the same cloth. I realized that after the first year. I don't mind. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the place. I work twice as hard and I train and I enjoy competing. I enjoy meeting new people, meeting people who follow me. But for me, the best Mr. Olympia in the past few years before Phil took him crazy turn was Brandon Curry. Brandon Curry was the best Mr. Olympia we've had for a long time. Only that the cold struck and he wasn't allowed out. If the cold didn't strike when Brandon was Mr. Olympia, Brandon would have been the best Mr. Olympia, like Jay Cutler. You don't, because look at it. He was going to kids' NFL games, showing them the sandow. A lot of these Mr. Olympias keep the sandow in the house in a fucking frame and shit. And dusty. Brandon was going to kids, showing them the trophy, explaining what bodybuilding is, getting it out there. He was getting more publicity than anybody. Okay, Ramy gets it from Egypt because it's a massive sport in Egypt, right? And there's not that many people who are athletic in Egypt. But Brandon was a fucking very, very good Mr. Olympia. For the short time he was Mr. Olympia, he was always out and about with that trophy, always talking to press, doing this, going to expos, going to conferences, doing things. I don't think he was like the Black Jay Cutler, bro, and he didn't get the chance to shine, and that for me is a bit sad on Brandon, because he deserved that right to shine. He deserved to have that full year, and I believe like the guys who can do this next will be Derek Lunsford, will be the Nick Walkers. I don't believe Hunter will be, because he's not very outspoken. He's not really like a social person. But Nick's good on the camera. He's tamed his attitude now, as you can see. He's no more fucking assholes, no more licking ass. He says the right things now. If you've noticed the last few podcasts and stuff, and and Derek, these guys, the great white hopes, the bodybuilding, they're going there, they're smiling, they're doing the right things, and we need the sport to be mainstream. The more mainstream it gets, the bigger the paychecks, right? And athletes and bodybuilding don't stick together. So because you don't stick together, it's everyone for himself. That's why the paychecks aren't as big as what they should be, right? And so I believe these guys will, bring the sport to the next level, and Phil was doing the same thing with The Rock until the whole thing got cornered off and cut down. But I think these two young guys will be, like the fucking, like the Arnie and Sergio of our generation.
Wow. And I fucking do. I do love Derek Lunsford. He was on the show. Class act. I think he is a good dude, and I think he has talent. I don't know whether he should have stayed in 212 or gone up, but I will say one thing. You know who did beat the Olympian twice? You. I don't think this sport is done with you, and I think you have a lot to fucking give. I like that you're outspoken. I think this is what the fucking sport needs. I'm tired of motherfuckers just sitting there saying the right things. I think Lee Priest says whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, bro.
Face tat. He is what the sport needs. We're not going to go mainstream if we have people just, saying what people
want. But that's what the sport thinks, right? Like the sport thinks because we look different, right? Because we look freaky, right? Because we look and you hear about all the drug use, we have to speak a certain way. But bro, I've got a list of fucking footballers or soccer players, you may call them. It probably take more drugs than a lot of the guys in the classic, right? But it's pushed under the carpet because of who they are and what they do. But because we look different, this is why the guys think they have to act a certain way. Just be yourself, Just be who you are. If you're a shy person and you're calm, then that's cool. Like Keon, the guy's quiet. He comes, he goes, does his thing. That's Keon, bro. Like Ian's outspoken. But sometimes you see, Nick is having to tame it down a little bit. But why, bro? You like to say fucking fuck asshole, lick ass. Good on you. So fucking what? You talk about bitches and stuff. Cool, bro. You're a young 26-year-old dude, right? Just do what you're doing. Yeah. But like you said, a lot of the guys are going yes sir, no sir, but I can't fuck with that. It's not it doesn't sit well in my mind, because I'm just a person who just takes the piss. It's whether it's where I'm from, an attitude I grew up with, I don't know, but I'm always just there like blessed and just having a fun time and enjoying the life, because you never know when it's gonna end, right? So I don't wanna die and fucking watch my life pass before me and be this fucking sheep. I wanna be that guy who's always outspoken, who's always funny, and that's what I want to watch.
And you know what? I fucking like it. At the end of the day, if we're someone else, then how can we go to sleep thinking we are who we are? That's what it comes down to. How can I be someone I'm not when I really am someone who's different from what I'm acting? And I think that's where it comes down to. You are who you are, Nathan. And you know what? I fucking love it. I mean,
thank you, bro.
The prophecy. I mean, Nathan, I loved everything you had to say. And I mean, before we go, the floor is yours, sir. Where can we find your content? What codes can we use to support you, sir? The floor is yours, big dog.
So, guys, I'll be back on YouTube again, fucking about as of next year. I've went silent a little bit. You'll see some content that's not your normal bodybuilding content. It's just boys fucking about, men being boys, should I say? That's the right thing, right? Men being boys.
Yeah.
A guy in his 30s thinking he's 17, living the life that he never had when he was younger. That's fucking around with toys, going out on the piss, and just enjoying the best days before I'm old and grey. Even though I'm getting grey now. Guys, you want to support myself? You know, come across the Yamamoto. We are one of the, if not the biggest protein brand right now in the bodybuilding industry. Back in every single show in Europe. Soon to be back in most shows in the US. I'll be traveling with the guys all through next year. Want to support myself? Go to the YouTube channel. Hit my Instagram up. My following's a lot lower than it used to be now since I fucking got took down. So I appreciate the help to be building myself back up. And you guys know, you know, if you just like myself, not giving a fuck, then that's what you get. I'm not gonna be there and say yes sir, no sir. You'll always find something controversial, or me talking politics, thinking I'm a politician. I don't know nothing about it. I'm just a young guy expressing what I feel and what I think. And that's just the way I am. I say what I think and I say what I feel. It is what it is out there, you know. A lot of my decisions may be wrong, some may be right, but you know, if we stick by them, we live and we learn. So yeah, thank you for supporting me. Been great, bro, being on the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Even though it did rob Charles Griffin's spot, I don't mind it. Sorry, Charles, bro. I'll be there next year to beat you. Not a problem.
Oh.
It's cool.
I mean, you will. No offense. You will. I mean, I'm going to call it how it is, as unbiased. And I mean, would you be fucking pissed if I called you the new generation Lee Priest?
I wouldn't mind, bro. That's good, bro.
Or the bodybuilding Eddie Hall.
Lee's a fucker, right? And I'm kind of the same. I'm a fucker. I just don't get no face tattoos. Although I've got a shitload of tattoos, just not on the face just yet. You know, I'm still pretty. You know, I'm a better looking guy than Lee. So Lee needed a face tattoo. I'm kind of good looking, right? I'm more of a caramel look, right?
Oh, man. And I mean, ladies and gentlemen, first person to buy a Yamamoto. I mean, just get any of those products that Nathan has in his bio, and I will send you a $25 gift card to one of Nathan's sponsors so you can fucking stock up on more of that shit. Follow the man himself. I mean, I just followed him. The content's fucking what we need. I mean, truly a class act. Guys, don't forget to check him out as well. And when that new YouTube comes out, Nathan, we'll be putting that on my store because, you know what? Fuck, I know what I'll be watching for my whole fucking day when I'm not doing podcasts.
Yeah, bro. You see a lot of it, you know, fucking from me going to hospital, eating spicy food, to fucking Rolly passing out on food challenges and being sick. It's just a bunch of guys just fucking around, you know, and it's just that's what we like to do. And I don't think a lot of people see that. So for me, I'm just showing the side that you guys don't want to see, but you just don't see really. And that's the normal guy living a normal life.
I love it, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on this YouTube video. Until next time, guys, Underdog out.